How do I know if someone is in an abusive relationship?
Well, there are a couple of signs. One is that they'll probably withdraw from their group of friends. They'll be dating someone who might appear to be very controlling and making decisions for them. Those are the primary ones.
What if a friend or loved one knows that they're in an abusive relationship but they don't want to do anything?
I think the best thing you can do for someone you know who might be in an abusive relationship is to say, as a friend, I'm here for you if you want to do any change or make any decisions about this. I will be a friend always, and you may call me at any time.
What can I do if I'm in an abusive relationship?
You need to reach out to someone. You need to know that this is not a good situation. You need to do something about it. And you need to tell someone so that you can get the help you need to pull away from that relationship.
Who can or should I make aware of the violence?
Somebody you trust. It will be easier to have that conversation with either a parent or a school counselor or a good friend.
How do I tell if a relationship is violent or abusive?
Well, obviously, bruises, recent dental work, those that are real visible are going to be apparent, but it's hard to know if violence is happening when it's not visible. I guess the fear factor would be, how fearful is that person of the other person's impressions of what they're doing when they're not with that person?
What are the risks of abusive relationships?
Well, the deepest risk is, of course, continuing that relationship to a point where it escalates to physical danger. And certainly the loss of that person's choices in the world, at least for that period of time that they're together.
What are bad personality traits of a bad girlfriend and or boyfriend?
Well, like all relationships, it needs to be fair and even, and if it's not, if there's too much teasing on one end, teasing that is demeaning, the discounting of that person's opinions, or taking away a person's right to choose to do certain activities, like which movie to go to, what restaurant to eat at, and the dangers that you can see inherently are that for that period of time, if you give yourself up to someone, you don't get to exercise who you are.
What are signs of a mutual healthy relationship?
Where there's respect. Each person respecting the other, and that includes decisions, that includes opinions, that includes values that are shared between people. And those healthy relationships you can see because the body language will be much more casual, it'll be relaxed, there'll be a lot of smiling, and you can see that the tension isn't quite in the room with those two people.
What can you do to ensure that you stay in a healthy relationship?
You have to look at the behaviors of the person with whom you're dating. You have to look at your own behaviors. Are you giving up some of yourself? Is that person becoming more and more dependent on you? What are the things that you lose or gain in that relationship? And you have to balance that when you look at it to see if it in fact is healthy.